Welcome to another edition of Wrestling with the Bros. Alongside, wait, I put the other way, Antoine, to my left, you're right, and right there at the bottom, we have a special guest tonight. Can y'all hear me? Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Oh, I hear you. I'm waiting for the countdown to stop.
Oh, the count. Push them up. Bia, Bia. That's what that song sounds like to me. It's like a slowed down version of Bia, Bia.
Chopped and screwed.
Yeah, not really, but close enough. Welcome to another edition of Wrestle with the Bros. We're your hosts. To my left, wait, hold on, wait, which way are you facing? Yeah, to my left, you're right. That is Antoine Fair. I am the one and only Chris here with you. And make sure you follow us on Twitter at The Real Antoine Fair. Also, I'm at Ray Wayne 20, and we have a special guest with us tonight.
Special guest. First guest.
He is very special. Very special. It's our first guest of our show. This man knows video games. He knows comic books. He knows Dallas Cowboys news. He knows everything. He even knows where to get the best moonshine in the state of Texas. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up. He does. I mean, he told me on the back channel, he knows where to get the best moonshine. Ladies and gentlemen, we have a special guest tonight. It is not my guy, not his guy, but your guy, Nix. Let's give him a big round of applause, ladies and gentlemen. Round of applause.
Yeah, I mean, I was here on time. I ain't saying no name.
Wait, hold on, wait.
I was just here on time.
Wait. I was here too. The problem was somehow, some way, it wasn't acting right.
You dropped
yeah,
it. I just said I was here on time. I didn't say who wasn't here on time. But y'all see my profile pic.
Hey, Josh snitched on himself.
Hey, the fingers up. Acknowledge me. It is what it is, man. I'm excited, guys. I'm excited to be here.
Thank you very much.
Going in no courtroom with you, bro.
yeah, really, no kidding, man. Because first of all, Nick's out here like Drake. He's out here sneak dissing. If you pay attention, he was sneak dissing. Okay.
All I said was I was just here on time. That's all I know.
I'm just saying, but I feel it got a little personal there, Nick. I'm just saying, man. I'm just saying.
I said no names.
You didn't say no.
That's the opposite of personal if you don't say a name.
Hey, you know what they say? A hit dog will holler. That's all I know.
Before we get into wrestling business, we got to take care of this very important business that happened today. Nick's Xbox Showcase happened today.
Yeah.
Give us your thoughts about that, because man, I saw some good games that are coming out this year on Xbox. And yes, Nick, I will get my Xbox soon. I just got a new car, so I have to, take care of that first. Yeah, no, I ain't punk out, man. I gotta make sure my financials are straight. But Nick, give us your breakdown of what you thought of the Xbox Showcase for today was.
Yeah, I mean, right now, BestBuy.com can give you the Series X for that 400 real quick. Go out there in the streets and shake something. But neither here nor there. Yeah, man. I mean, one of the great shows for them. Probably one of the best shows they've done since the 360 era. 30 games, 18 of them showed up in Game Pass. A lot of first-party stuff that they're doing. Yeah, just really good, really, really wide and varied. Did a good job today, man. It was a great show. We had 3 shows this week from State of Play, and then of course Summer Game Fest. Shout out to Jeff Keighley and whatnot, and of course IG was doing their thing. Best show of the week. E3 is a long gone thing now, unfortunately, but keeping that spirit alive and getting these shows this week in general, it's really good, man. And man, I tell you, they've been going through some certain things with the branding over the past 3 or 4 weeks, or 3 or 4 months, I should say. Acquiring Activision, different things like that. But I mean, boy, they really nailed it today. right? Boy, Black Ops 6. If you got an Xbox and Game Pass, you're getting a day and date. You got to spend the 70 on top of everything else, the Fables of the world. Gears of War coming back. E-Day. We get Dom back, the young Marcus Phoenix. Yeah, man, they just did a great job today for sure. It was a good time for gamers in general.
So
Yeah,
you saying I bought this PlayStation for no reason? Is that what you're saying?
No.
That's what it sounds like.
I just got my platinum trophy on Spider-Man 2. Thoroughly enjoy my PS5. No ifs or buts about it, man. Yeah, PS5 is great. I just love to play everything, and I just give I tip the cap when it needs to be tipped. And this week, the best show this week that's happened has been the Xbox show. This is what it is, man.
You know what? I will say this, ladies and gentlemen. Nix is the official spokesperson for Xbox. All things related to Xbox. So if you want any information on Xbox, follow that man at your_guy_Nix. He knows everything about Xbox, actually games, period. And if you're in the was it Longville, Texas area? Is that correct?
What'd you just say? Long what?
Is it Longville or Longfield?
How about view? You know, like
Longview. Well, I knew it was something long, pause, but that's why I said pause.
I mean, it does say long around here, neither here nor there, but that's fine.
Okay.
But make sure you stop by this man's shop. He has everything: comics, great collectibles, great comic book items, video game equipment. I think he has stuff from the PS2, PS1 era. I mean, this man has.
We got Atari, we got TI-99.
See, Atari. See,
Yeah.
see,
I mean,
that's what I'm saying. Come on, man.
all the way through PS5 and everything right now. Yeah, we carry it all, man, for sure. VCRs, you know.
Want to get that
PRCs.
song on? I'll be right there.
Yeah, we got it all.
Yes.
We carry it all, man.
Yes.
Blu-ray,
See,
4K.
I wish I was living there in Texas. I would definitely come and shop at your store, man.
Appreciate it, brother.
You would
No
have to be
problem.
there on time though, because you know.
Matter of fact, Nick, do you take Klarna? If you take Klarna or Affirm, brother, I will be down there in a jiffy.
Hey, man, you better all at Best Buy and lock in with Bama, or you're gonna lose Bama. I don't know what to tell you.
Well, Bama's my first choice. If I don't get Bama, I have a couple of other schools I could possibly get on the back ends of things. So don't worry, I will be getting NCAA. I'll get it figured out. I just gotta finagle some things and get some things squared with my wife, my better half, because I gotta make sure everything gets taken care of before all of that is
Hey,
gone. But
who was that Telluride for? You or her?
say it again.
Who was that Telluride for? You or her?
Me.
Oh, well, you're behind the 8 ball. Never mind.
Yeah. So here's the story. So, ladies and gentlemen, in case you didn't know, the good Lord blessed us with a brand new car, Kia Telluride, and my
For
oldest
you.
son.
No, don't say us.
No,
now.
no,
It's yours,
it's us.
not hers.
It's
That's
us.
what
It's
you
us.
said. No.
It's us.
You said it was yours, not hers.
Right?
Okay.
And now it's
Okay.
us.
Okay.
No, it's us.
It's us.
I mean,
It's us.
it's we when you want it. But no.
It's a family affair. But no, so I will be getting it. But no, my oldest son is taking my wife's car back to college. So and honestly, we needed a new car anyway. So I am thankful. Thank you, good Lord, for blessing us with a brand new car. I'm very thankful
Did you
for
get
it.
that on Klarna?
No, I didn't. I could not. No, I didn't. I did not get it on Klarna. So no, I did not.
They didn't accept the firm. You should. They didn't.
Man, you know what? I don't know. Either that or I have to pay one of the two or three. No, so
You got to get sizzle. We'll talk about that in the back end.
yeah, we will.
So yeah, man, we got a lot of wrestling news. I think I want to kind of start off with the hot joint first. You know, Ricochet, pretty much giving his I guess notice, if you will, that he will not be wanting to renew his contract at the end of it this summer. They didn't give a specific date. I'm gonna assume that it's after SummerSlam, but
That's my guess.
But what do y'all think? We'll let the guest Savannah go first. What do you think? Is that not so much a loss, because we know it's a loss. He's a good hand and everything. But what do you think the implication is for WWE, and what do you think he's going to go next?
Yeah, you know, for those that don't know, I mean, who's his girlfriend, real quick? His fiance, I should say.
Samantha Irvin.
Boy, didn't some pics hit social media this week from her? That's funny.
Yeah, we did. We did. We did.
But I mean, neither here nor there. You know, look, I told you guys before the back channels, like as we're watching our guy come up from NXT and watch their matches. I'm like, I told you, I said, man, I can watch them wrestle every week.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like, bro, the Russian dragon, if you will, you know, and just the instant, chemistry in the ring and how they put on a couple matches already, man. I can watch that all the time. The weird spot when I kind of peel back and look at it, and look, I think there was news about that before now, to be honest with you, because he just dropped the speed belt to Andrade, right?
Oh, did
So
he? I
I
didn't even
think
see
this
that.
is yeah. So Andrade has the speed belt now. So I think this
Mm-hmm.
was already known. Like I think it was already known in the building. That kind of happened. We're kind of getting the news now,
Right.
and ultimately, I hate it because I think there's a lane for him. And I've watched him. Look, his biggest issue, right, is maybe the mic work to a certain extent for him. But I've watched him kind of make some strides within the microphone work over the past 6 months that says, hey, you can kind of get there. So for me, I look at him and I'm going to use a 1-to-1 here a little bit. I understand why he wants to leave
Mm-hmm.
For sure.
because well, either I can stick here and I can be Dolph Ziggler, or I can leave and try to go be Cody Rhodes.
Mm.
True.
And
So
those
yeah.
are just the facts, right? I'll sign a new contract. I'll stay right in the lane I am, and I'll be Dolph Ziggler, right? Dolph,
Mm-hmm.
phenomenal work, right? Phenomenal work. You'll get a little belt here and there, but you never get a real big push or anything. You'll get your little moments, so on and so forth, and that's about it. But you have a guy that holds the biggest belt in the land, and what did he do? He was a mid Carter, bad gimmick, couldn't get over. Well, I'm gonna bet on myself, leave, and you come back, and you're the guy now. So
Yeah.
it's a very interesting point of seeing Ziggler back then. Watch what Cody Rhodes done, and then you are right. You are as Ricochet, and you look at what I've been through, what's going on, and see both spectrums there. So I respect it. It makes a lot of sense for me, for him. If you're not going to give me an opportunity to go do these things, right? Then yeah, I need to try to go get my street cred up, if you will, my heat, so on and so forth, and then let you come back to me and see where I can come into the plateau and see where it's at. So everybody has their own lane and what they want to accomplish and what they want to do. He's still
Mm-hmm.
young enough. I think that's very important as well, that he's young enough to bet on himself to do more, to come back and be higher. But right now, and where he is within that company, WWE, he looks at like, look, this is where y'all had me. Nothing's going to change. I want to do more. I want to be better. And the only way that's going to be able to happen is for me to leave, create the noise, and then come back. So I hate it from a fan standpoint because I absolutely love Ricochet and what he brings to the ring and how he can work with people.
Right.
I mean, look, you don't have Logan without the Ricochet moment. You know what I'm
Right.
saying?
Right. Right.
So that's the work that he's put in, helping people go up, go over. But there's only so much amount of time as you're doing those things and not getting your number called. So you have to move around. And this is kind of why I look at it. I get it from his standpoint.
Well, Knicks, it's kind of odd that they didn't put anybody with Ricochet because in to me he reminds me of Johnny Morrison, if that
Sure.
makes sense. Because to me, John Morrison, excuse me,
Yeah.
John Morrison, I thought
Oh,
was in ring. He was one of the most talented in ring wrestlers out there, but his promo skills were terrible. And to me, I thought that they should have put Ricochet with somebody, with like a man, give him somebody who can speak on his behalf or whatever. Why do you think they didn't do that? Why didn't they go that route of giving him like a manager or somebody that could elevate him to that next level, kind of like what Paul Heyman did for Brock Lesnar or what have you?
But sometimes there's only so far you can go.
I
And
really
sometimes
hate.
you have to prove it. Right? I mean, look, because Dolph got a guy, right? Who they
Mhm.
get Dolph? Excuse me. You know
Yeah,
what I mean?
yeah.
And how that works or whatever.
And I
And
love
also too,
Dolph.
and be clear, they might have tried to do that. He didn't want to do that. We don't know that
Yeah,
deep
that's
down.
true too. That's true too. That's
We
Exactly.
don't
That
know
was
those
what I was
deep.
going to bring up.
Yeah.
Like he has to accept it, And two, and I know I'm veering off in the first topic of the show, Chris, but I really don't like that comparison when people do the Paul Heyman and Brock Lesnar. Yes, they put Paul with Brock in the beginning. Brock didn't need Paul in within the next 6 months. After he won that title, we got to hear Brock talk. He just didn't like to talk. So that's different. He made them put Paul with him. So that's just a little different. A little bit.
I think also too, to be clear about Brock's age and youthfulness in the
Very
industry.
young.
You
Very
need
young.
it wasn't so much the mouthpiece. You needed a hand to guide him in how this industry
Right.
works.
I
More
agree
than
with you on that.
anything.
I agree.
Yeah.
I
It was
agree.
different
No.
circumstances with Paul and Brock. It wasn't because he couldn't cut a promo. One, he didn't, but two, you needed somebody to hold his hand. And there's
Right.
nobody better person
Right.
than Paul.
Right.
And look,
No, that's fair. That's fair.
and we have to be clear. Like, if you're going to be HB, look, right. So if we talk, as I put them together, right, Dolph Ziggler, Ricochet, right. If you're going to have the HBK role, hey man, you gotta carry it. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree.
you gotta be able to talk that talk and walk that walk. You can't just walk that walk. Shout out to Shelton Benjamin, by the way, one of my all time favorites. Shelton, amazing guy in the ring. Hey man, I don't think you read a letter to us right now properly. I mean, that's just
No.
who he is though, and I
It
love
has.
Shelton. I love Shelton. Don't get it twisted. I love Shelton. But I mean, same thing. So you have to, you have to be able to cross over. Again, I think the last 6 months in watching Ricochet, I think there's been a huge jump in him cutting promos. I think there's a very big jump, and I think also for him, if the conversation at contract time is they're still thinking about beforehand, but I know the work that I put on these promos and where I'm turning the page now, then yes, I have to move around. Doesn't be AEW, New Japan Pro, wherever it has to be, right? But again, how he's cut promos over the past 6 months, to me, feels like he's building the momentum to cut the check and go to the next stage.
Mm-hmm.
If they have a difference of opinion in that, then yes, absolutely, he needs to leave. And guess what?
Mm-hmm.
He's doing good business. To be very clear, unlike other people before this left, I mean, CM Punk, how they left and they ended up coming back anyways. He's saying, "Hey, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to go cut my chops a little bit more. I'll come back, possibly in that conversation." So he's giving them an opportunity to write him off. That's why I think he dropped. Look, Speed right now is Speed because of him, right?
True.
Yes. Yes,
That's
I agree
because of
with you on
him.
that.
But because of where he's at and what he's thinking about his future, that's why I think they already knew before we got it. Hence why he dropped it to Andrade. Then we got the news. I don't think him dropping to Andrade on the Speed Championship all of a sudden is like, I'm out. I don't think that's what it was. I think he said, look, where's the plan? What are we looking at? Okay, so where you see me, I see myself on a different level. Cool. Let me pivot. I'll go out here and show y'all, and there's opportunity. I'll come back and work with y'all.
Also,
Do you
there's
go
a
ahead,
side
sir?
of this too that a lot of people are not really talking about, and it's that TKO is a new company. I
Sure.
don't think they know how to pay these dudes. They know what impact Roman has, what a Brock, just not that he's been on TV, but what a Brock, a big name Brock, is, or they know what to give the Rock
Well,
and and
let me
stuff
ask you
like
this,
that.
there. Let me
Yeah,
ask you. So the bottom contracts for the men, 375. Where would you
that's the
put
base.
Ricochet there? That's the base. So where would you put Ricochet?
If I'm looking through their scope,
Yeah.
I would probably, based on what Levesque would tell me, I would probably put him in the mill 2, mill 5 range.
See, I think they came in at 500K.
Do you? They do
That's
think
what I
they're
think. And look, I have no clue. I have no clue. Right.
Wait a minute.
But
You
I,
think?
makes
I
sense,
think, but I lend to you of he's thinking I'm $1 million guy. I
right?
think this came in under 375 is the minimum. Hey, you do great work, but we're not pushing you. We're going to give you that 500. He's like, hey, y'all
Mhm.
gonna give me no milli. I've done the work on the promos, stuff like that. And obviously, this is conjecture. We don't really know in
I
that
got your
realm.
speed
But
championship shit over.
right,
Like,
yeah,
I
yeah.
think
I'm
I
gonna get your
need a little
speed
bit.
off. Yeah, I need a
Yeah,
little bit bump. So look, and maybe it wasn't 500. Maybe threw 750 at him. He was like, man, I should be like 1.5. So I think ultimately part of it could definitely be money. But I think
Yeah.
other than that, I think he has more aspirations to be more than just a speed champion and a good worker. And I don't know if they gave him the clear eye view, if you will, that he
Right.
was going to be more than that. So the money
Right.
didn't line up. You know, look, if they was going to pay him a milli to be what he is now, maybe he
Mhm.
signs off on that. I don't
Mhm.
think they came in at the milli, and he didn't like the vision either. Because again, if the vision was different, maybe he would have take less to get to that vision. You know what I'm saying? But it has to be
Mhm.
one or the other. Like I can't take less money and not get where I need to be, and I
Right.
can't take I can't take more money and I'm not going to get where you want me to be. And I think
Right.
that's kind of just where they are. I don't know if they understand. And again, we got NXT coming up. How you move that Ilya's in the building, different things. So you're kind of in the in between stage. They're not sure. To your point with TKO and what's going on in Paul Levesque and the long storytelling, where do you place him? Which sucks because Fair and Chris, we had the conversation. Man, I need this. I need this. This three-way pause between Ilya, Breaker, and
Ricochet.
Ricochet.
Hmm.
Like it sucks because it seems like we're not going to get that now. But boy, that
No.
buildup was right there
No,
for
I
it.
think
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
I think
I
that's on
You
the
get
agree.
it.
card. I think
You get it
we
in
gonna get
Clash.
that announced on a big thing coming
But you
like
know
a
what
Brawl or
though?
whatever
But you know what
If you
though,
don't
on
get it in
Mitch?
Monday.
Clash, you're not going to
Yeah,
get it though.
I
But
think.
you know what?
Well, he's not leaving till the summer. He's not leaving yet.
I wonder. But see, I
But they're going to
wonder.
write him off though.
But see, I
Not
wonder.
yet.
No, no.
That could be his
But
write-off match.
yeah, yeah. I mean, they were talking about him being written off TV. But I wonder, would it be a good idea to maybe you talk to him and say, hey, maybe go to NXT and and and, and kind of
He's
rebrand
already been
yourself
there.
there.
He's
Well,
not gonna
go
do it.
back again. I'm just saying,
He's
go
not gonna
back
do
again.
it. The fact that I'm not knocking the idea of going back to NXT and rebuilding yourself, but the point is his contract is up in the summertime.
Yeah.
So
Well,
he's not going
I
to be
guess
you know what I mean? What you're
right.
going to send me down to NXT to do what? I can go to New Japan
He said
and work
TNA.
Okay.
on my own shit.
Okay. So if he doesn't go to NXT, or so if he leaves, where do you see him going next? Do you see him going to Ring of Honor, New Japan,
New
AEW?
Japan.
Where?
New
Yeah,
Japan.
New Japan?
yeah.
I think New Japan
I
I can
think
because
see
you
New
got
that.
the
Japan.
element with AEW. They already work
Yeah.
together, and he don't have to work as much. So I go to New
Hmm.
Japan. I'll get that. I got another point that I want to bring up with somebody who said something a couple weeks before, and you know all of that. But he got the element to work with a couple people in AEW through the New Japan contracts. He'll get a big number. He probably only has to work like 3 times a month. I would go to New Japan for sure.
Okay. Yeah, I think that would be actually. I think New Japan might be the best for him just for his style, just for
Hmm.
how he works and how New Japan. And I'm gonna be honest, I really got into New Japan probably 6 years ago. It just learning. I mean, I heard about Japan, but just really seeing how they work and how their style is. Ricochet definitely fits that mold. So
Hmm.
if he unless they come to an agreement at the 11th hour, him and WWE,
I don't
I
think
was
that's
the first company I thought of was New Japan just because of how his
absolutely.
style is and how their style is.
Yeah, I think the conversation's been had, right? And I think they went back and forth. I think it's kind of in the dirt, to be honest with you. And the
Hmm.
Hmm.
fact that to the point where we're hearing he's going to be written off tells me everything I
Yeah.
Yeah,
need.
yeah,
Right.
yep,
I think
yep.
that
You
I
don't
think that's
say
where
that
it
like
comes to.
that.
So
You
what?
don't let that leak. Like
Right,
that's not the
right.
leak.
So there's no SummerSlam for him. Like
Right.
Yeah, maybe
maybe you get
Clash.
like I said, you might get Clash. Outside of Clash, that shit's a wrap.
Yeah,
That's just kind of
He's
what I
not
think.
wrestling. He's off TV after this week. That
Right.
I think they've been building to that 3-way for 3 weeks now. I just don't think
That's
they
fair.
announced it yet.
Right.
He's going to get
So
that match. If he's leaving, he's going to take the pin now. So I know
right.
who's winning. Who's losing to Braun Breaker? It's going to be Ricochet, but he's not coming back. And it's
Well,
not
you
like
could. Well, they could like Ilya. They could. I'm with you. I think there'll be the pin on him, but they could let Ilya take the pin to push that forward a little bit, but let Braun quote unquote hurt him indefinitely, so he's gone as well.
it's the
So
way. I think.
it depends
Yeah.
on how they want to position him and Ilya. How long do they want Ilya to go? So, like again, if you get him to pin, now you have something to kind of build on, and you just let him demolish. Look, obviously they're going to absolutely let Ricochet get his moves, get his spots, do his thing. They're not going to do dirty business there.
Right,
No.
right.
No.
Also, we're going to write you off. We're going to allow it to look in the way that you are destroyed because at any point in time you come back, guess what you have automatically?
You got an
Heat with
automatic
Braun.
sell.
As
You
soon
got an
as you
automatic
come
heat.
back,
Right.
there's
Right,
Braun.
right.
You got heat. I let you pin Ilya, and now we can take Ilya all the way to SummerSlam in that fucking too small language. Sorry. In
You're
that
right.
realm
Uncensored,
of that
Mix.
battle.
Uncensored.
Okay,
Uncensored.
cool. I didn't know. Didn't want to speak out of turn. My bad. I'm a guest here. My fault.
But no,
No,
to that point that you're saying, that's why I don't think that you pin Ilya. I think you let Ricochet get pinned and also get hurt, demolished or whatever. But you do that because
you could do it 2
you
for 1.
gotta a PLE in between SummerSlam, so you can put Ilya and Breaker in the Money in the Bank match. They don't win, but they take each other out, and then that
Hey, y'all
builds
know.
back for SummerSlam.
Y'all know who's winning Money in the Bank, right?
Drew.
I think it's Uso. If you
Yep.
Well,
It's my-
you got the Uso.
They got to look. They got to give. I'm changing topics. I'm sorry.
No,
They
you
got to give
good.
Uso a
Good.
dub in
'Cause
the PLE, dog. Like you can't be main event Jay Uso and not get no dubs. This is where they fumbled. This is where they fumbled the bag with Bray Wyatt out of the gate. Go dial up his damn pay-per-view wins and losses his first
He
2
lost a
years.
lot. He lost a lot. But Wyndham didn't. Wyndham gave him too much
glad
too.
you brought that
He
up.
gave him too much. He gave him too much.
And see, I'm so glad you brought that up. I said Drew just to kind of be funny because Drew McIntyre, I think he tweeted something out.
Drew getting the belt. Hey, Drew getting the belt.
No, yes. Drew's getting the belt.
Yeah.
Drew's getting the belt.
That's another. That we're gonna talk about the card.
I'm sorry. My bad.
No, you good.
But
man. No.
actually, let me pivot because we're gonna talk about stuff in the third segment that I want. So I'm gonna pivot and go to the things that I see on social media. This is. I'm gonna try to make this a new topic, Chris and Nick.
Okay.
Things I see on social media. Okay.
You see a lot of things, Fair.
I see a lot of shit.
You see a lot of things.
Hey, Chris, you know you want to step out.
It had me close.
He needs a mental break, and then 2 hours later, he's back on Twitter.
It had me close. But here's one of the things I've seen shared by a wrestling page. Good page. Like they not trying to troll or anything.
Right,
but it was a question. Has Cody Rhodes' reign been entertaining? Or I might have worded the last part of it wrong, but I'm gonna word it like this and reverse it. Are the fans not giving enough time to let Cody Rhodes' journey build? Because there's a lot of backlash. It doesn't feel important, or it's not what Roman's was. They're not giving him the same shine as Roman. Some people go that way. Like, what do you think, Chris? Do you think that people are being premature? Do you think because what we just got for 4 years with Roman Reigns is kind of affecting Cody Rhodes? What do you think?
You know what? It's one of those things where the IWC, the Internet Wrestling Community, is really, really impatient.
Yeah.
Roman had the belt for 4 years, and I think people to a certain 3.5.
Stop quacking the 4. So
yeah. He was close to 4, but 3.5. You're right, Nick.
Close enough.
I think people they wanted to see Cody Rhodes finish his story, especially all that happened when The Rock came back. Especially, I think people really wanted to see Cody finish a story.
Mm-hmm.
Once Cody Rhodes won, I think people were elated. They were happy. They were excited, and then it's kind of like, okay, he finished his story. Okay,
now what?
Exactly. Now what? Give the belt to somebody else. And I think, to a certain degree, a lot of people, once they came off that high of Cody Rhodes winning that belt, some of them have been complaining as far as it being not entertaining or good. The one thing I think WWE has to do, they have to make sure that Cody has a steady rival. And I think it's now AJ. It's looking at it, it's starting to look like it's AJ Styles, especially after the retirement speech that he gave on SmackDown a few weeks ago.
He's falling for it. It's not what it's supposed to be right now.
No, right. No. I'm just saying, like, Cody, I've enjoyed it personally. I think Cody has been good. I think you have to give it a chance because Roman's out at least until I personally think SummerSlam affair. I know you say you think he's coming back at Clash. I don't think I think Clash.
He's not
Money in the Bank. Money in the
Money
Bank.
in the Bank. Money in the Bank. I think he's coming back at SummerSlam. That's just me personally. But no,
Yeah,
I've enjoyed
that's our
Cody's
honest
title.
feedback.
Yeah, I think his title defense has been solid. Um, just give it a chance, people. Just wait. Just be patient. Take time. Just like we took time with Roman's title defense, take time with Cody. Let's see what WWE has cooked up. Let's see what they have in store, so that way we can enjoy the ride. Too many times, and I've been guilty of this. When Brock Lesnar was champion, how many times did we want Brock to give the belt up as soon as he wanted? As soon as he wanted on that Sunday, we wanted him to give it up at midnight on Monday or whatever, So no, give it time, people. Let's just see what happens with this. Nick's, your thoughts?
Well, I mean, I just, I look at things and I'll ask the questions. So sure, drop it, Cody. Who should Cody drop it to? Give it to me. Who should he give it up to?
No. No one.
No, I mean, it can be either brand. And he's not brand specific. So
If I had to choose,
His
Nick,
brand
it would be
specific.
Styles.
No.
If I had to choose,
no, he's not brand specific.
Yes, he is.
No, he gets the
He was drafted on the draft.
The Money in the Bank can challenge him no matter what brand.
Oh, okay. That's a specialized match.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So I mean, but it's not brand specific in that round. That's what I'm saying.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So
I mean, if you're talking like that, I mean, the only person you really, in my opinion, the only person you can say is Jey Uso. He's the most over person in the freaking
Jey.
company.
Jey.
Who hasn't won a pay-per-view match in years? Since last what was Saudi?
Was it Mania?
Was it Saudi? Was it a Saudi match?
No,
Yeah,
Jey Uso.
Saudi
Actually, Jey just won at WrestleMania. He beat his brother.
Oh, true.
And okay, that besides that trash ass match, who else?
It was him pinning Roman at one of the Saudi shows.
But that was tag team.
I'm just telling you what happened.
I'm talking
Okay.
I'm talking about main event Jey Uso.
He hasn't won.
He hasn't won since Mania 40.
So no, can't happen. No. Give me another one. Give me another name. Who can carry
I
the
don't
brand?
have anybody else.
Exactly. So everybody.
Look, I said Styles.
Why?
I say Styles. I mean, Styles is good. Styles is a good choice.
I don't disagree, but Styles' music is trash, and I don't like him right now. I'm just joking. I love Styles, but I like his old music.
He need to change back to his other music. Yeah. That music is trash.
I like his old music, but neither here nor there.
Yeah, I agree.
As much as Styles is a Hall of Famer, I love Styles. I've enjoyed his career. He's not at a peak. He can't carry like that guy has to carry the brand.
Yeah, I agree with you on that. I agree with you on that.
There's nobody to take that belt and carry the brand. I'm sorry. There's not. That's number one. Number two, hey, real quick. Did Raw sell out?
Yes.
I believe it did.
I think they are. No, matter of fact, they might have. I know they got like 40 sellouts this year with the SmackDown one. I don't know if Raw was quite sold out, though.
Oh, it's sold out. Yeah, I'll tell you now. Spoiler alert.
Was it?
Right. Where was it at?
No, I'm sorry. This isn't a. What does Paul Heyman say? This is
prediction.
Yeah, whatever. Yeah. It's sold out. So
I didn't. I know it was 40. I just didn't know if it was consecutive.
So since he's got the belt, there's been no drop off in sellouts. It's not a problem business wise.
Absolutely.
It's not. Now here's the thing. Is it a change after 3+ years of how that champion rolls? Absolutely. There is a change in differences there, but it's landing, it's working, the pop is there, there's nothing falling off, and you're getting what you need to get out of it. So no, like the Cody Rhodes reign so far is fucking fantastic. What I love about it, every single, what we call them now, premium live events, PLEs now, he's there, he's defending, he's winning. Say less. What do you have to do after a guy that spot worked at times? Look, and it worked well. That's no
Times.
dig.
I mean,
That's no dig
that's what it
because
was.
like it was, but it wasn't like Brock spot work. If we're being honest, it
It
wasn't
was no,
Brock
it was
spot
close
work.
to it, bro. It was damn close though. He was not. I mean, he
You know
wasn't
why it
going to
was?
certain
I'm
pay
gonna
per
tell you
view
why it wasn't. I'm gonna tell you why it wasn't. And it wasn't because of him. It's because you had the bloodline and you had Paul
because he had a
Heyman,
story
and
behind
you
it.
always
Yeah,
had Paul Heyman pull up the phone and say, "Call
Paul Roman
Roman
Reigns.
Reigns." So it
He
was
was always
always
mentioned.
like
He
he
was
was
always
omni.
in the
Yeah, he
atmosphere.
was
Yep,
always
yep, yep, yep.
omnipresent. They made sure he was always omnipresent. Unlike Brock, he
Correct.
just wasn't fucking there, and it
They
didn't
wouldn't
matter.
mention him for like 4 weeks
Right,
at a
right.
time. But
So they
Brock,
worked
that
it
shit was crazy.
differently. Yeah, they worked it differently. So it's different now because you haven't had this kind of guy as a champion. And he's going through doing those things, putting his body on the line, and you're still
Mm,
selling out.
mm,
Will he carry it 3 years? No. Cody's not going to carry it 3 years. I think we all understand that. However, they got to build a guy to get there to take it.
Yes.
And
And
ultimately the
that's been a
conversation
big
they have to
problem.
have, and ultimately the conversation they have to have in their back end is it Roman coming back and getting it, or is it Bloodline versus? There's a lot of different moving pieces with the long because we're into the Paul Levesque era, and it's very much so long term storytelling. How do you
mm.
want to get there? And that's what makes it great. So we can go to you know Saudi Arabia, whatever, and okay, cool. Hey, go face Logan Paul. Go do that.
Hmm.
Boom. Do that. Put on a great show, whatever, and then we'll get back to business. That'll work because we don't need long term with you right now. Just keep doing your thing. That's all you got to do. We got to build right now. They have to build the other things around him. He's going to stand to deliver. You ain't got to worry about that. But you got to build the other shit for other people. That's why you got as our first topic, as you mentioned. Well, Ricochet's like, yeah, y'all ain't building me. I'm seeing shit on. I'm seeing the right on the wall. I got to go.
And see, that's been a problem for WWE. And one of my biggest problems when Vince was there and they kept bringing back the old heads or whatever, why are they not building new stars? I mean, you at some point, because at some point, you know, Taker,
Chris, they
Shawn
are
Mc- Sh-
Chris.
I,
They're building new stars.
no. I was saying back then when
Okay,
Vince was
okay,
taking
okay.
over. No. I'm saying when Vince
I
was
think
over the
no,
company.
I disagree with that part of it too.
No, I mean, I was looking at it like to me, it just felt like they kept relying, especially once they got that Saudi contract. It felt like they kept relying on the old heads
Hey, look, I'm telling
to
you right
to.
now. Yeah,
Saudi is a baked in show, bro. Like
yeah, I
they
don't like the
request
Saudi shit.
people.
Hey, look, I'm
I
glad.
mean, they
I'm
do.
glad that they put King of the Ring on or whatever. But
Hmm.
the Saudi shows, I mean, look, it's a bag. We know what it
It's
is.
a glorified house show.
Oh yeah. It's a
They
glorified
don't
house
give a
show.
shit
Yeah,
about that.
totally agree with you on
It's
that.
only that Triple H or Paul. I'm gonna start calling him Paul Levesque because you got to start respecting the title, right? So Paul Levesque, the only thing he done differently with these Saudi shows is try to make sure that his
They
story
work.
continuity
Yeah,
somewhere.
right.
That's all he does.
He's not throwing.
And that's all you can ask
He's not
for.
throwing Goldberg and Undertaker out there all of a sudden.
Right. Right.
Right.
He's not doing no random shit. He like
Yeah,
the thing that he changed was, hey, listen, we're gonna give you shows and we're gonna put great shows on, but I gotta make this work for story because I
right.
got 52 weeks of
Facts.
television to program. I
Yeah,
can't do
Right.
this.
Right.
I'm
Yeah. No,
facts.
not
I no,
Vince.
no,
You're gonna
I
have
agree
to
with you
do
on
what I
that.
need to do.
I
I'm
totally
sorry.
agree with you on that. I mean, I guess I was looking at it from the standpoint of it just felt like for many years, like they kept relying on the same people to carry the company. And I'm like, you gotta build some people up because at some point those people are not going to be there, whether they decide to retire or they're taking an extended break. You need
Mhm.
people that when you look up, you say, okay, this guy is going to take over when so and so leaves. And you know what? We'll be in good hands until the other guy comes back, or we're in good hands, like John Cena. John Cena carried the company
Sure.
for
Way
many
too long.
years.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? But you're like, okay, who are they going to build to carry the company? And you saw they were trying to build Roman, and it finally took them him turn. I had been wanting Cena to turn heel for the longest. I know why they didn't do it, but uh, they finally turned.
Whoa, hold on. Actually, be clear. It was in place. Cena was on board to turn heel. At the
Mhm.
Vince
tenth
denied it.
hour, Vince said no and flipped the switch.
Yeah,
Didn't
It
yeah,
was
want to
no,
do
there.
right,
it.
right,
Too
right,
much
right.
money. He
Too
said,
much,
Yeah,
nah,
yeah, too much money
yeah,
for the merch with the kids
right,
and those
right,
and those
right,
make a
right,
wish.
right.
Yeah, I'm with
Yeah,
yeah. Man, I would have loved to have seen
Missed
Cena turn
opportunity.
heel.
Yeah, absolutely
Yeah,
missed opportunity.
missed
But
opportunity,
look,
missed opportunity.
so you don't think they're building Ilya right now?
Oh, I think
I
they
mean,
are.
here's
You
my
don't think
thing. And I'm gonna hold on,
you don't
Nick.
think they're building Braun?
Hold on, this real quick. So here's my thing with the past you said with Vince and not building wrestlers and relying on the old. Yeah, he did rely on the old a little bit, but don't forget, like, and as much as I didn't like this man, right? He still gave us the Shield. He
Mhm.
still let CM Punk rock. He still gave us a lot of talent that is used today.
Yep.
So he didn't make. He might not have put the positions and the pieces exactly where they were supposed to be, like it's being done now. But he still built people. You say John Cena. He had another dude after John Cena. He had
No,
another
he
dude.
did. He
He
did.
had another dude ready.
Well,
And
he also
he
had
had a
Shawn.
couple of other dudes that are right behind him, just like he had Shawn Michaels and Bret Hart right on the other people in the 90s. He had it
Yeah,
ready. He just didn't use it right. So he had the stars, but he built it right. And right now, Nick's like you saying, yeah, Ellie's clearly being pushed.
yeah,
Braun is clear. Braun is Goldberg in
right.
2024 right now, bro.
Yeah, he's a
Yeah.
more athletic Goldberg. That's the crazy part.
And the great part they're doing with him is having the beef with the GM. This is the
Hmm.
callback.
And a
It's a
legit
callback.
beef, not a
Yeah,
legit beef. No,
right,
no BS. Like
right.
you didn't put
And
me on this show. I'm
yeah,
gonna wreck house and make you feel it.
when's the last time you seen a legit beef with a GM?
Exactly.
See,
Man, it's
Austin
been some
Austin
years.
McMahon. Austin
right.
McMahon was the last beef.
You're getting the. But again, we have to understand and change our mindset. This is slow drip here. They
Right.
want
Hmm.
to stretch this. They want it to be slow build. We're not going to microwave this shit and have to nuke it because oh shit, it didn't work. We want to. They want to test bed a little bit. So if it doesn't work, we can pivot, and it's not a big shock and awe, right?
Right.
But if it's working, then we'll just put a little bit more, put a little bit more, put a little bit more. This is why you're getting shots of Damian Priest. How long did they build Damian Priest with Money in the Bank?
A year.
A
Almost
year,
a year.
yeah.
How great since he's gotten the
10
belt,
months.
the builds worked with him all the way to Clash. But if they
I
would
thought
have,
it's been good. I think
yeah.
it's been good.
But again, if they would have pushed too fast, too quick, you would have
Hmm.
fumbled Damian Priest in.
Yeah, I
Exactly.
agree. And see,
His cash in was one of the best cash ins, in my opinion, ever. And
yeah,
It
how it
worked
went
great.
down with the CM Punk aspect, and he picked this CM Punk picked this spot to beat up
Right,
McIntyre after he
hmm
overgloats, and then
right.
now this dude with a briefcase. Oh, we forgot about him
Mhm.
from a guy that now
Right.
he gets the Clash and he gets in front of his hometown, massive pop.
Right.
You can't
Exactly.
hear nothing pop. That's
And
Yeah.
what's gonna
and
happen.
and on the back channels of all the things that are bubbling, we're going to get Seth back. We're going to get CM Punk back. We're going to get Rhea Ripley back. Like those are people in the waitings to come back. How this thing is still selling out and how they're moving, but they have to operate in those realms. I digress.
Yeah.
The only thing
Next.
with the Cody thing, because that's just to finish
Sure.
it off, and we can go to the next, the Bloodline overall, 10,000 feet scope. Um, it's kind of just what y'all saying. It's just I've watched wrestling, but plus 20 plus years, right?
Okay.
Every WrestleMania has a down period,
Oh
Mhm.
which
yeah.
is
Oh
from
yeah.
WrestleMania through about June.
You got to build this up.
Nothing ever happens.
I would even put July in there to a certain degree. I would
Yeah,
put
but now
July in
they put
there.
Money in the Bank in July, so that's
Yeah.
kind of when it revs up
Up until
now.
recently. Up until recently. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
So that's kind of when they start to, they get the third gear.
Yeah.
They're
Hmm.
cruising right now with Cody. There's no reason for him to have a legit rival right now. He just won the title. He's in the honeymoon period.
Mhm.
He doesn't need to have a rival.
This is the first look, and with how they're building AJ. This is the first real smoke. It's the first
Yes.
Hmm.
real smoke.
Yes.
You kind of went through, you
Yes.
won, okay, these things happen. Now we got to start giving you a little bit more smoke, right?
And that
Those
comes in
things are
July.
happening,
And it comes in
right?
July. There's no need to
Right?
rush
Hmm.
it. No
Yeah.
need to
Who do
rush it.
you
But
want to
let's be
see?
clear. Let's be
Go ahead.
clear.
Go ahead, Nick.
Let's be clear. And let me say this. Let me be very, very transparent. The Cody reign has been absolutely fine. I understand those that miss Roman. You had to drop it sometime. They reset the timeline for the modern era and what the goal is. And it's going to be a very long time, in my estimation, before we see somebody beat the Roman streak. Period.
I don't
Yeah.
think
Oh, yeah. I
Right
think
now,
I totally agree.
but right
I don't see
now,
nobody.
if you have been a long term fan and to see what Cody has went and done, look, if you don't understand what he did once he left, when he was Stardust, you don't understand what he left and came back. If you don't understand that, just understand what he had to go through being Stardust and legacy and everything to see this rise here. It's phenomenal. Pun fully intended
Exactly.
going up against AJ Styles. Pun fully intended. This is great right now. Let it ride. We don't know where he's going to drop it at. Could be Mania. I don't think it's going to be before Mania, but it could be maybe it's SummerSlam. We don't know. Maybe it's hey, Chris, maybe Styles does get that last one because Styles is going to retire soon. He's been
Hmm.
he's gave the interviews. My mind's willing, my body ain't no more, and he's wrestled a long ass time. Maybe he gets one more hand. It might be a situation where he gets it right at
Hmm.
Clash, and then he drops it back to Cody at SummerSlam because that makes Cody's story even better. It builds it up. He's not unbeatable. However, he'll answer the bell when he needs to, right? Because guess what? WrestleMania, the first 39, what happened? Got beat. What
Mm-hmm.
happened going to 40? Night one, night two, got beat again, but
Got
found a
beat.
way to fucking win.
Yep.
Right?
Right.
Yep.
So maybe now he drops it. And then in SummerSlam, they continue that beat moving forward. All right, boom. Now AJ gets his last run with it. Boom, he gets it. AJ retires, and now you can carry it on, and you're good.
Yep.
And that makes the storyline, and it matters, right? Because if you actually understand Cody's storyline, it falls in line. Anytime I get knocked down, I get back up
Right.
consistently
Right.
throughout his entire career.
I want to
And
share with you guys a thing that I made up. You know how I like to book shit, right?
Mhm.
I
So
didn't. I didn't until now. But go ahead.
you know I like to book the card. You know I like to take you inside of map it out. You know I do. Listen, just it was just some random thought I had, right? Jay Uso wins the Money in the Bank.
Mm.
Bloodline gets back together. They, do they thing.
I think I know where you're going, but continue, my good brother.
Yeah, you told me. You probably do know where I'm going. So we get to SummerSlam, right? Cody's fighting whoever, whatever. What if Jey Uso gives Roman the briefcase
Mm.
Nah.
and says, "I acknowledge you, my tribal chief," and he cashes in on Cody?
No,
Mm.
won't happen.
Okay.
Won't happen
Explain. Okay. Explain why it won't happen.
because
And
I
of course,
got
we
you.
don't know what to speculate. I
Yeah, we
got
don't
you.
know. I'm
It, it,
shooting
it won't
guys.
it won't happen because whenever that side of the bloodline reforms, they're going to be faces, and it won't be in that realm. I acknowledge you. I give up my spot. This and the third. It won't be that.
So okay, so let me tweak something. Okay,
Okay, tweak it.
Cody fights whoever the heel is, right? Cody, let's say, what's his name? Russian,
Solo.
the
Oh,
no
Gunther.
Gunther picks Cody, right? He gets a whatever. He's allowed to pick Cody because he's really only allowed to pick the World Heavyweight
No,
Champion.
no.
That, I know,
Good is going heavyweight. He already said he's going.
I know. I'm just saying. I'm throwing it in. I'm just throwing something
Oh,
out.
okay.
It
I'm
don't
just
have to
talking
be.
what I know. I'm sorry.
Listen, it don't have to be
Hey,
Gunther.
people.
I'm just talking about a
People. Don't
heel.
worry. Fair and Knicks
Insert.
argue like this all the time, especially when it's Cowboy season. So don't worry about it, ladies and
Yeah,
gentlemen.
listen.
Continue, Fair.
Shut up. I'm just saying, top heel beats Cody. Is my point. Top heel beats Cody. Whoever the heel is, Randy's a heel now. Brock's a heel. Whatever. Right?
He's making up
He
shit. Okay.
does that. But instead of ending it on that note where the heel wins, face Roman comes now. Jay gives him a briefcase. he gets the belt.
I wish my camera was on. And I know, look, and I know how much you love Roman, and I know you, and I know you want it back.
I don't want Cody
Look,
to
you can't
lose.
force
I don't
it.
want Cody to lose. I don't.
No,
I
no, no.
don't.
Look, man. The bloodline is destined for bloodline versus bloodline at
Yeah,
WrestleMania.
Civil War. Yep.
There's no title.
Yep.
Let's be clear. There's no title showing
I'm
up.
just
Not showing
Yeah.
spitballing.
up.
I'm just
Not showing
spitballing.
up. You know why?
Don't
Because it's
and then
box
Mitch, don't
office.
forget the Rock is still involved too
Of
with
course,
Cody.
of course. Again, he'll be unveiled as the head of the table over there with the with Sokoa. That's going to happen.
Yes.
It's not happening. And okay, so we're gonna flip that because we will have that on the back channels. We'll talk about that later. So
I know, I know.
the next
I know
topic,
I'm hijacking. I'm sorry.
my next topic, and we gonna go right off of what you just
Sure.
said, Nick. I
Mm-hmm.
want to kind of 10,000 foot view what the bloodline storyline is right now. We got established now. Solo is running the bloodline, quote unquote, by orders of the tribal chief. He
Yep.
is in charge until Roman gets back.
Mm-hmm.
He
Mhm.
has new members and
That's not
new
true.
dudes that he is
That's not
going.
true.
He
It's
did.
not by
They did
orders
say
of
that,
Roman. It's not orders by Roman.
but that's what they allude to. I know Roman's not
I
saying it,
know
but that's what they
that's your
allude
swerve.
to.
But that's your swerve.
Yeah, yeah, it is. And Roman's gonna come back and say, "No, I didn't." But what they keep saying is by orders of the tribal chief. We're gonna see what happens. But 10,000 foot view. Do you like where they pivoted to after Roman loses? Where do you see the entry or re-entry rather of Rock and Roman into the story? Nick.
Um, I like where it's going. I think they missed on the additions.
Hmm.
Personally,
What do you mean?
I like the guy that says I can fight in real life,
Oh, Jacob. I think
and I will
Jacob's
dog
doing Roman.
and I will dog walk your bitch ass. I thought
So,
that was the guy. I thought that was the guy to come in. That's the guy they should have brought in because you look what he
Jacob is a
brings to the
monster.
table, the mic work and what he can bring. I thought he matches the energy of what they're trying to do right now. Tasmanian Devil and the other guy who wants to be GQ. Okay, cool. But that it should have been Jacob, in my opinion. But I like where they're going.
Hmm.
I
Mhm.
and where it's at. That's going to be the final boss side. I already know.
Hmm.
And then whenever it's time for Roman to come back, when Jimmy's ready to come back, and Jay shows up, hey, I mean that's bruh. Maybe war games. I know we haven't talked about war games, right? But
Mhm.
can you factor in the bloodline versus bloodline at war games? It makes more sense to me for Mania, though. Obviously, that's where it should be at. But yeah, I look.
At War
It's
Games,
not.
you think? Oh,
No,
you
no,
know
no.
what,
I'm
Knicks?
saying it would be
Are
great
they
for war
doing war games
games.
this year?
It would be great for war games,
They might be. I'm not sure.
but you put that in Mania. You can't put that in war games,
Well,
unfortunately.
with Knicks,
Yeah,
I
I
don't
don't know
know.
if they're doing war
Knicks, I
games
don't
this
know
year.
that
They
because
haven't announced it.
they haven't announced it. But
Right, but
actually,
they will.
you could do a Bloodline Civil War at Survivor Series War Games,
Then
and
you would
then
have
at
to.
Mania, you
Well,
get Rock versus Roman, and then that settles it right there.
wait. Or you do it, or you do war games. Jimmy and Jay link up, and you bring Jacob over that side, right? If you wanted to,
Hmm.
and maybe get a reuniting even to make it 4-on-4 with Oos, with the honorary Oos, and the
Sammy?
Intercontinental Champion. Right. You bring it back in, and then you have that battle, and then you bring in, Rock and Roman. Because I mean, look, we absolutely understand. Like they wanted Rock and Roman, they wanted
Hmm.
that, right?
Everybody
And
has said
things
that
happen.
now.
Right. Things happen. It didn't work that way. They flipped it, smacked it, rub it down. Hey, look at that booty, and they got it right. Cool.
Hey, yo.
But you can still get there in a different lane still. So it'll be interesting to see, how they operate, what they do. But I mean, I think for me, it's very clear. Keep talking about I talked to him, this, that, and the third, without naming names. Look, it's the final boss. The final boss is over there now. That's what it is. And when Roman shows up, you're going to get look, and that's the payoff. Look, even the 3-year run, everything they went through, and all that, the payoff at the end, they ain't rocking over there with them. The payoff The ultimate payoff for every single WrestleMania or WWE fan, wrestling fan, in your professional wrestling is the payoff after 4 years. At that point, it would be after 4 years. Is Roman, the Usos, and of course the Wise Men and their faces. That's
Yep.
the bro. I don't care where they're at. That roof is gone. It is absolutely gone. And
So where do you see the entry or re-entry rather of Roman? Because I think we get Roman first, and then we get Rock. But where do you see
I think the
them
very
re-entry?
the very earliest and I don't even know if it'll happen here, but I think the earliest that you get a Roman sighting is SummerSlam. The earliest.
Me too.
It has to
I
be a
agree with
big
that.
event.
I agree with
It
that.
has
Yeah.
to be. You're not going to do a mid level. It has to be a huge event. Mrs.
Yep.
Roman motherfucking Reigns. Let's be clear. If it ain't Royal Rumble, WrestleMania, or SummerSlam, and you're bringing it back. What are we talking about? So it has
Yep.
to be a big event. So again, SummerSlam for me. How long do you want to tell the story though? See, there's the other side. How long do you want to tell the story? How much time you want to have him off? Because you can pivot all this and build it and get some Mania in some way, somehow. He pulls up in Mania. You don't have to wrestle. He can pull up and you know what time it is. And that automatically starts building. You can do a year-long build. But again, that's up to them. But I think the earliest you see him would be SummerSlam.
And see, yeah, I've been saying I've been saying SummerSlam for the longest. That's when Roman shows back up. SummerSlam, he'll be done shooting the movie. He actually, I think he's done right
He's
now.
already done. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he's
he's
done.
done. Yeah, yeah.
But you're
So
not
I
bringing
think
him. I
Summer.
mean, Clash of the
No,
Castle. No.
no, no, no,
Money in
no,
the
no,
Bank. No.
no.
But SummerSlam, sure.
I think Money
Yeah,
in the Bank.
I
Really?
think SummerSlam.
Yeah.
Why
I
do you
think
think?
Money in the Bank.
Why do you think Money in the Bank? Hit me fair. Why do you think?
Just one. It's they're trying to make that like a big five, like that's their fifth big pay-per-view. So why not
Hmm.
put their biggest star, which everybody is clamoring for? Just he doesn't have to do nothing. Just walk out. What Solo's doing, whatever he's doing, just walk out at the end. He doesn't have to do nothing. But just me, in my opinion, I think the way they're going to play it is that Roman's going to fight that bloodline on his own for a little bit. I don't think it's
Okay.
right away Usos with Roman. I
Okay.
don't think that happens. I think that's a build. I think that's a build to SummerSlam. Like a couple weeks before SummerSlam, they do all that, and then they get them back together, and they got a tag match at SummerSlam.
And don't be surprised, Fair and Knicks, if in the storyline of SmackDown, if somehow it leaks out that Paul Heyman made a call to Roman, like somehow, some way, he's going to like
That's
because now
that's
you
what I
see,
think is going to happen. I
yeah,
think he's going to communicate, and they're going to seek something that I don't want Roman to know, or Soul's going to say something stupid like that, right?
exactly.
And then
Something
Paul's
like
going to
that's going to
sneak and
happen.
call him on the sly, and that's why
Exactly.
he shows up to Money in the Bank to confront Solo, to confront the
Yeah.
new bloodline, calls them illegitimate, whatever he says. Then
Well,
you
you know
build
what?
that.
You know what? I was just sitting there thinking, was it last year, the year before last, when Cena and Roman faced at SummerSlam? But
Mhm.
Cena came out at Money in the Bank at the
That's and the Money in
Roman.
the Bank. Yeah,
Yeah, I think it was 2 years ago, almost 2 years ago. I
yeah,
think yeah, I think it
yeah.
was
About
2 years
2 years
ago.
ago. Yeah,
Cena came out at the very end when we thought it was over after he said "acknowledge me," and then Cena came out.
Cena came out.
I do agree with you. Like they're trying to obviously the big four is WrestleMania, SummerSlam, Survivor Series, Rumble. Money in the Bank. They're trying to make it back to be or make it a fifth major pay per view just because of the significance that it holds. You hold this briefcase, you cash it in, you get a shot at the belt, whichever belt you choose. So I do see it in that regard. But personally, I think if they bring Roman back, or rather, I say when they bring Roman back, I think it's going to be at one of the big four. That's just me personally. I mean, but I do see your point here. I do see your point.
I think
Money in
because
the
that's
Bank.
how I feel like that's how you build. 'Cause I feel like it's either a one-on-one match with Solo, or it's Usos Roman versus the new Bloodline. But I don't think you do that because you want to save that for Survivor Series.
Yep,
So
yep.
why do that there? Why not have Roman versus Solo? Roman Dolo, he loses to Solo. That gives Solo a rub, right?
Mhm.
And then at the end of that, they're beating down Roman. and then
The
out
Uso
comes
or Jay. Yeah,
Hey.
Right.
That's how you build TV too. Couple weeks
yeah,
out of
that's
there,
true.
that's a Roman TV now.
That's true. Okay. Yeah, that's true, man. And man, for the longest, and going back to your point a little while ago, Fair, how after Mania, WWE was essentially dead per se
They
until
shut
like
it down.
the last maybe month before SummerSlam, because for a while, for the longest, up until recently, SummerSlam was their biggest or second biggest pay-per-view buy behind WrestleMania.
Mhm.
Uh, but no, that would be a very interesting build or it's going to be a very interesting build this summer and how they do the bloodline moving forward. We'll see
Yeah, man. Because
if
Roman,
it's
like,
going to
and just
be,
the business wise, Roman has some losses to take now. He got to
yeah.
lose a couple matches. Let's keep it real. This,
Hmm.
you know what I mean? It's not come back and just win every fucking. No, that's not gonna happen.
Right.
He's going to lose a match, and why not lose it to your cousin that needs the rub, that needs that I beat a big dude? Because what does Solo beat John Cena, and that's it.
Hmm.
That's it. I mean, that's a big name, but I would rather let him have Roman on his belt, and then maybe let Roman get back at Survivor Series. He don't necessarily have to pin Solo, but then that can be Royal Rumble's match.
Yeah.
After that,
Yeah.
he
For
gets
sure.
his joint back. So that's why I think Money in the Bank, because that's how you
No,
build up to Survivors. I'm sorry, so SummerSlam.
SummerSlam. I can see
Simple.
that. I can see that. Knicks. What do you think that Roman comes back or needs to come back at Money in the Bank, or will it be SummerSlam?
I think earliest is definitely SummerSlam, but honestly, where the WWE is right now, Roman doesn't have to show back up till Mania. If we're just being honest,
That's true.
like he doesn't have to
He
come
can take
back.
a year off.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. He can come back in Mania, and you're good. And obviously I respect in the storytelling wise and everything you're talking about there. Makes a ton of sense. Like it's not that you couldn't book it that way by any stretch. But again, I think earliest is SummerSlam. Um, could it be a Royal Rumble? Sure.
Hmm.
Could it be just WrestleMania? Sure. So I think that's one of the three for me. If I'm throwing a dart, I
Mm.
think that's the three that you're going to see him at. And there's also opportunity that you don't see him till after Mania 41. There's a possibility. I don't think that's what they want. Just depends on where everything's at physically, how things are moving, so on and so forth. I think ultimately they do want to get to the bloodline, feud at a certain
Hmm.
point. I think Mania makes the most sense. Where can you bring the road to WrestleMania starts where, guys?
Rumble.
Royal Rumble.
Rumble. So see, it
Mm.
will make a ton of sense for him to pull up at the Rumble, right? With that super nuclear build between that till the end.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying?
Mm.
So again, I think the earliest we've seen is SummerSlam. I would circle Rumble. Uh, could it be just Mania? Sure, but I think if percentage wise, I think Rumble's the biggest percentage for me.
Okay. That's both of you
I
guys'
think they
points
hold
is
off on
valid.
Roman.
Both of you guys' points is valid. Real quick before we get ready to get out of here, over under or rather, what percentage do you have Drew McIntyre winning at Clash of the Champions?
Oh man,
200%.
yeah, I'm right there. Yeah, I think it's a thou wow.
7,000.
Yeah, I'm at
It's
a thou
over
wow.
9,000.
Like Priest dropping it. Look, here's the thing. Priest dropping it helps do what they need to do with oh my god, you see that three. But Priest dropping it helps them do storytelling wise what they want to do with the bloodline, so on and so
Mhm.
forth. I don't know. I mean, look, if he keeps it, sure. I guess I no, and I'm sorry. If Priest keeps, I'll be pretty shocked.
I'll
I'd be
be
pretty shocked.
especially
I would
over there in Scotland,
I
and the
would
fact that
actually tweet.
McIntyre, yeah,
I would tweet at that one.
Right.
yeah, I
My
mean,
friend.
especially since McIntyre lost it to Roman already over there, what have you? No, I think McIntyre tweeted something out earlier this week about how he was sick and tired of those briefcases, or he was sick and tired of Money in the Bank because he got cashed in on it at WrestleMania by Damian Priest. No, I see McIntyre winning at Clash of the Champions. I mean Clash of the Castle, excuse me. And
if they make that man lose twice in his home country.
Well, I mean, fair. He got a new contract. He'll be okay.
It ain't about him. He'll be okay.
Yeah.
That app, that former Bird app, that's just gonna melt.
But when do we see Punk and McIntyre? Is it Money in the Bank or is that SummerSlam?
Okay. Yeah, it's got to be SummerSlam for sure. Because I mean, it makes the most sense. Let him get the belt, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then he faces Punk. Let Punk get the belt, and then you can build that to the next PLE. Just makes the most sense. Look, basically, you get to a 3-way, right? That's what it sounds like to me, anyways. Right?
I don't think
so. He drops. You don't think?
I don't think Punk will win. I don't think that's Punk's to win.
I mean, he doesn't have to, but I just think it's the avenue. Like, eventually, we're going to get for the championship a 3-way match between them.
What, Seth, McIntyre, and Punk?
No. Priest, McIntyre, and Punk. I think we get a 3-way.
I was thinking more Punk loses at SummerSlam, wins Royal Rumble, Punk versus McIntyre at WrestleMania.
But you still have a PLE before that you could do a 3-way. He doesn't have to win it there either.
That's true.
Right. That's what I'm saying.
That's true.
But we'll see. Like I said, it would be criminal if we don't get a payoff of going back to Mania, right? Where, obviously he beat Seth, and then what happens between him and Punk, and then Priest catches in. The ultimate dichotomy of wrestling payoff is Priest, CM Punk, and of course Drew in a 3-way for the championship. Whoever wins it. But I mean, you got to get there.
We also got to also start thinking about, maybe this will be a topic for another show.
Mm-hmm.
Where is Seth?
What's Seth doing? Yeah, he's rehabbing. Like, actually, I saw this week him in the gym doing some things. Little band on the knee. Wouldn't surprise me if we got a cameo from him at SummerSlam.
Okay.
Well, like we said, that's a story for another day.
Sure.
You know what? Honestly, I can see. Honestly, I don't think Seth comes back until maybe Rumble. And I say that because Seth, honestly, for a good minute, Seth was carrying that. He was one of the top. Him and Roman were carrying the company, and he was Mr. Consistent for a good 2 years or so. We say good 2 years.
He still has a year and a half.
A year and a half, or almost 2 years. So I think Seth, he definitely deserves some time off. I see Seth coming back possibly at Royal Rumble. That's my guess. Let that knee get much better. Let him rehab,
right,
and let him come back at Royal Rumble because WrestleMania was in April. Yeah, in January. Yeah, that's a good 8-9 months. Let him rest and rehab. Come back at Royal Rumble. That's my personal prediction.
Story for another day, but we are out of time, folks.
Yes,
no,
we are out of time, just like Becky Lynch's contract.
We can talk about Becky, but next week.
We ain't talking about the damn card. All right, let's finish with that. I don't think the whole card is finalized. That's kind of why I wanted to not do it. But for what we know right now, it's Cody Rhodes, AJ Styles. We got Damian Priest, Drew McIntyre. We got 3-way women's tag match. I forget, but that's Jade and Bianca. Damn, I should have wrote this down. Is that it? That's pretty much it.
Man, we got to figure out. And Knicks, I don't know about you, but man, I have been a big proponent.
No, we got the Intercontinental. We got the Intercontinental.
Yeah, IC belt.
We got the IC.
Sammy versus what's his face? Yeah.
Chad Gable.
Yeah.
Chad Gable.
Yeah. But you know what, Knicks, and I don't know how you feel about this, but man, I've been feeling about this for years, and one of my good buddies has felt about this for years. Man, tag teams are so pivotal and so critical to wrestling, man, because they build stars. in the tag team division, man, we got to make sure, or I guess not us, but WWE has to make sure that the tag team division is solid, man, because it's going to build stars, man. Individually, it's going to build stars, and this is why I'm so big on the Street Profits, man, with Montez Ford, because at some point he's breaking from Angelo Dawkins, man.
They've already fumbled. They already fumbled it.
Yeah, they fumbled it big time, man. It's time for Montez Ford to break free.
Waited
It's
too
time
long,
to break
bro.
free.
It's not even gonna. It's not gonna hit. They waited too
They
long.
missed the moment.
Man.
They missed the moment.
Yeah,
They
man.
built it.
He
It was time.
he's gonna
It
have
didn't
to
happen.
clean break it and just go single it. You know what I
He's
mean?
gonna have to go Shawn Michaels without us knowing he's going Shawn Michaels.
They
if that makes sense.
can either do Shawn Michaels or magically old boy's got an injury and I got to be in singles and go.
Yeah,
Right,
something,
right.
man.
One or
Something.
the other.
Nothing you can do with him anymore.
But no, the one thing if we want to be critical, and we should be, of the Paul Levesque era, I see the effort to build tag teams, but you're not booking tag teams. It's just not happening.
No.
And again,
you're not.
you only have so much time. You got to figure it out and where you want to be at and what you want to do. I understand that, but I mean, if you want tag teams to matter, I mean, look at NXT. What's coming up tag team wise?
What's the name? Axiom.
Yeah, one. Okay,
Axiom is pretty good.
you got one.
Well, not the Gallows. You can't even call Gallows and Anderson. They old as hell.
You got one. You got one.
Yeah, I only got one. I only got one. Yeah.
You know, and I mean, you know, and your women's tag team are, you know, squashed together. Not really a tag team, right? They're singles that got pushed together. You know,
they meshed though.
It's fine,
Yeah.
but both of your men tag team holders are just squished together. They're not really tag teams. You know, I mean, so yeah, there's not a.
The reason why I couldn't answer the NXT tag team questions because they called most of them up to Raw, like they took them already. The Creed brothers, they about to put him. I think with Gable.
What are the Creed brothers doing besides jobbing?
They about to put him with Gable though in the Alpha Academy. I think that's gonna be the new Alpha Academy.
Once again, they jobbing or not?
Jobbing.
Yeah.
No, I mean, yeah, they lost one match though. They're not on. They lost one. They lost. I guess.
Bro, yeah, they've been losing.
It's been like one match though. They ain't been.
And see, that's why. And see, that's why. That's why I'm saying, man. The tag team division is so critical to wrestling, man. Because at some point, you have tag teams to see who could possibly be a singles competitor, or you know what, these two actually work really well as a tag team. Let's make sure that we build all the whole division really good and go from there. And that's why like I said, I'm such a now, especially over the last 7 years or so, I'm really big on tag teams being built correct. Because man, I mean, yeah. I mean, how many wrestlers have we seen being built or they were built right from being in tag teams? Bret Hart, Shawn Michaels, who else?
You're watching Jade get built right now because of the tag team.
Exactly. Because at some point, Jade's going to be a singles competitor. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, and Bianca's been in front of. She's benefited from it too. So yeah, I mean, they're important, man. They're important. They're important.
Sure. But just in general, because like I said, the card is not finalized yet, and I don't know why it's not. But I mean, that's pretty much 4 matches. It's probably only going to be like a 7-8 match card.
Yeah, you only got 3 or 4 more, and they'll finalize that this week.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, right. I mean, you got to LA Knight.
LA Knight. I think she'll have a match.
I don't think he doesn't get a match. I will bet money he doesn't get a match unless they do a rematch of Hayes and him at Bash. But I don't think he gets a match.
Oh,
they're aiming here. I don't think Knight either. I think they're aiming LA Knight and Logan Paul straight to SummerSlam.
But you could do a Hayes and him. You could do a Hayes and him, or
Yeah. If you wanted to.
That's what I'm saying. If they running back Hayes and him, and have Hayes lose again, which I don't know if they want to do. Hopefully they don't want to do that.
that's fair. That's fair.
Yeah,
No.
He doesn't have a match. Maybe he has a promo seg, something like that, Greek brawl, but I don't think he has a match.
Right.
Mhm.
No, I got you.
No, most definitely,
We'll
man.
see.
Hey, yeah, we'll definitely see, man. Hey, first of all, thank you all for tuning in to Wrestling with the Bros. Shout out to our special guest, not mine, his or her, but your guy, Nix. Follow him for everything
First
video
guest.
games, Cowboys,
Appreciate y'all.
wrestling,
Appreciate you,
comics.
brother. Appreciate you.
Follow him for, matter of fact, follow him for good beer tips. He has very good beer tips as well, too. Your guy,
Right, I need
your underscore guy, underscore Nix. He is Antoine. I am Chris, a.k.a. Jenkins 20. Hey, thank you all for tuning in to Wrestling with the Bros. You all take care. Have a blessed and safe week. Clash of the Champions happens this Saturday.
Assholes.
See you
What?
all.
This ain't
Clash of-
94?
Clash of the Castle. Yeah, I say Clash of the Champions. My gosh. Clash of the Castle. No.
I'm like, it ain't my show.
No, look.
It ain't my show. I'm just gonna let you make it.
Hey, see, these are the perks of live. You know, I can't go back and I can't re-edit
Nope.
that. So Clash at the Castle
Hey,
is
Smitty,
taking
clip
place
that.
this
Clip that.
Saturday.
I need that
It's
clip.
No, leave it in there. Leave it in there. Leave it in there.
Clip it. I need to
Leave it in
distribute
there.
it to everywhere to let everybody know what you said.
All right, fair. All right, fair. We ain't getting
Hey,
nothing in this
Nick,
mug.
I appreciate you, my brother, for joining us today, bro. Appreciate
Thank
you
you,
being
man.
our
Thank
first
you very
guest.
much, man. Thank you very
But
much,
hey,
man.
we'll check y'all next week. We'll let you know. But until then, Smitty, hit my music.
Yeah, hit the music.